Bring a motion. Council meeting. Pledge allegiance, please. Gotta wait. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
May the strength of God sustain us, and the power of God preserve us, may the hands of God protect us, may the way of God direct us, may the love of God be with us this night, forever.
Ms. Rowley, roll call, please.
Mr. Fenstermaker, Ms. Grazia,
Here.
Mr. Hamer,
Here.
Mr. Scholes,
Here.
Mr. Smolik,
Here.
Ms. Simons,
Here.
Mr. Ziegler,
Here.
Okay, on to the minutes. Reading and approval of the minutes of December 1st, 2023 organizational meeting. Need a motion? Motion?
What do you need a
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second. Ms. Grazia?
Put on your
Microphone.
mic.
Discussion? Any corrections? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Abstain?
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Okay, on to the minutes of December 4th, 2023 work session. Need a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any discussions, questions, changes? Not at this time. Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
On to the minutes of the December 4th, 2023 council meeting. Need a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or changes? Not at this time. Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Okay, on to department reports. Chief Hutton?
Thank you, Mr. President. Our formal report was sent out. You should have all received that. Again, we're on pace for one of our busiest years ever. Hopefully with the snow, it stays slow, but we'll see how it goes. Our engine is still out. I had said that would be back hopefully mid-December. It's mid-December and we still don't have it yet. So we're hopeful to have it back by the beginning of the year. And that's the engine that's getting painted. So hopefully that'll be back soon. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have to report at this point, unless any of you have any questions.
Any questions, Chief Hutton? That was warranty work, correct, on that?
Yes,
Okay.
that was paint warranty work through Rosenbauer.
Correct, okay.
So
Okay, thank you, Chief Hutton. I believe you have some ceremonial?
we do. Let me step forward. Hello. I was just going to speak for a couple minutes before we do the swearing in of Jasmine Pierce, one of our newer firefighters. Jasmine's been with us for about 2 years. She started out very green, right out of school, EMT school, fire school. She went right on to paramedic school where she excelled, passed the paramedic test on the first try, which is no easy task. So we were very proud of her when she did that. She also took our class 1 firefighter test for part-time and basically aced that test. So, we're very proud of her with that as well. She is a hard worker. She's what we call one of our hour eaters. She picks up so much time that we have to tell her to actually go home. We look at her pay stubs or time cards and we can't believe how many hours she's been here straight. So she's a hard worker and we're happy to have her. She understands and buys into what we do here at Kirtland and kind of the Kirtland way. And she's been here during some very difficult calls in her short career. She's had to deal with some tragedy and some difficulty, and she's handled herself very well. Just on some recent calls she's been on with Captain Ponzani and her shift, they've had issues with children, with psych patients, or people on drugs. And we had a call a couple weeks ago where a person was pretty combative, pretty violent, 6 police officers on scene. Jasmine stepped up, walked, talked to the guy, calmed right down, got in the back of the squad with her, and went right to the hospital. So she's got that calming effect on her. Again, we look forward to what the future holds for her, and look forward to having her for a very long time. So her mom is here, and we'd like Mom to come up. Okay. Okay.
Chief has spoken very highly of you and took me around town at different events. You're always there, smile on your face, ready to go to work. So thank you. So here's the oath of office for the Kirkland Fire. I, Jasmine M. Pierce, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Ohio, the Charter, the ordinances and resolutions of the City of Kirkland, and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge my duties as firefighter paramedic to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let everybody go on outside the.
Yeah, we'll go out and,
Okay.
yep. Thank you very much, guys.
You don't have to sit through the rest of this boring meeting. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do one of you stay? One of you stay?
Huh?
Can be swearing in the water.
Are we? No, we don't swear
Oh,
those
we don't
people.
swear.
Yeah.
Do they have to be here though? He's a damn God. He had to be here.
No. No.
Sorry, Joe. One of these times you're gonna trip and fall on your face.
You just need a couple more bags.
There's a snowstorm. I'm prepared. Huh? We'll sleep under here. Just like George Costanza.
Okay, on with the meeting. We're on department reports. Chief McAllister.
Thank you, Council President Smolik. Just reporting on the Christmas tree out there, the giving tree. Every tag was taken and all those gifts have been fulfilled by the community and people in the department and other workers in the city. So several children are going to have a terrific Christmas this year. Otherwise, I appreciate everybody on the moratorium, just kind of allowing us to take a break and kind of see what's going on with the marijuana laws and how that's going to impact the city and the way we do things here in the future. really don't have anything other. Appreciate the mayor letting me go out for training. At the last week, we had a council meeting. I was able to attend a HR course in Florida, and I learned more in that course than I've learned in any HR type of training I've been to. So I'm very appreciative that I was allowed to take a week to go down there and pick up a lot of very important skills. And that'll conclude my report. I'm open for any questions.
Chief, any updates from the sort of threat that was sent out to the school system? I know that it was sent out to a bunch of other states as well.
Yeah, we had contacted the FBI, and they kind of looked into and couldn't determine that there was any credibility to it. I know they were looking into it more, but I haven't heard anything else after that. I know Texas received threats, California received threats. A lot of schools in Ohio received threats, all very similar, same kind of circumstances behind them. But I know they're looking into it and seeing if they can do anything on a broader scale.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Chief McAllister? And got to thank Jamie again. We had a few of the officers stop by with coffee with council. It was very well done. Thank you. On to, did I see Mr. Pinaro in and out? Oh, okay. Plowing, I take it. So, okay, after Mr. Courtney.
Thank you. I have no formal report tonight, no updates, but I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Courtney? Anything pertaining to Old Town? Nothing new on the Old Town projects, or?
Yeah, no updates from last meeting.
Okay, thank you. To Mr. Slapnicker.
Thank you, Council President. During our work session, we had gone over the 4 items of legislation from the Finance Department, one of them being the comprehensive insurance liability, secondly, the phone system, the temporary budget. Again, the temporary budget sets in place the budget for the first quarter of 2024, while we then get into our formal budget discussions. So this, again, is for our operations of the city. There's no capital in that temporary budget. And then finally, we do have the final 2023 amended appropriations on there. We did go over the few significant changes. It's an overall reduction. The one major reduction was the parking lots for the community center. But again, we did get that rolled over as part of the grant for 2024. All 4 of those I am requesting be passed this evening. And the other item I wanted to mention was the month of November is closed. I was in the process of running all of those reports, so council will see those either later tonight or tomorrow morning. That concludes my report, and I'm available for any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Slapnicker? Thank you, Louis. Actually, Mr. Lalo is out today, and we're missing Mrs. Zeri also, so on to you, Mayor Potter.
Thank you, Council President Smolik. With a rather lengthy agenda and a fair amount of work that we had prior to the meeting, I'm just going to say thanks to our police, fire, and service for the hard work out on the roads today and tonight, and hope that everybody can stay safe. And thank you to our new Kirtland firefighter, Jasmine Pierce. Great addition to the city of Kirtland. Thank you to Chief Hutton for his hard work and bringing Ms. Pierce aboard. So nothing else from me. I'm certainly open for questions.
Any questions for Mayor?
Before I forget, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to everybody here and out there.
Thank you. Any questions for Mayor Potter? Not at this time. Standing committee reports, I believe we don't have any standing committees going on, nothing planned? Okay. Correspondence, I don't believe, do we have any correspondence, Denise? I don't recall.
No.
Okay. On to public comments on matters not on the agenda. Open this up to the residents. Not at this time. Okay, on to old business. Public comments on agenda items of old business. Any questions on old business? We have 2 today. Okay, on to resolution number 23-R-81. Second reading, a resolution authorizing the mayor to negotiate terms for citywide broadband internet services.
Motion to waive the 3 readings? Second.
Second by Mr. Hammer. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yeah. Yes.
Motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt, correct, no emergency.
A second.
Second by Ms. Grazia. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
On to ordinance number 23-0-82, second reading. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Got it this time? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Now we're looking for a,
Motion to declare an emergency and adopt?
thank you, Councilman
Second.
Schultz. Discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Thank you. On to new business. Public comments on agenda items of new business. Any public comments? Thank you. On to resolution number 23-R-83. Resolution establishing standing committees of council and declaring an emergency. Looking for a motion?
Motion to waive the 3 readings?
A second.
Thank you. Discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Looking for a motion to declare an emergency?
So moved. And adopt?
And adopt, sorry.
Second.
Ms. Rowley? Or sorry, Ms. Grazia, Mr. Councilman Schultz? Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance number 23-0-84, an ordinance confirming the reappointment of Matthew A. Lallo as Director of Law, establishing a wage and fee arrangement with Matthew A. Lallo and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
A second.
Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Motion to declare an emergency and adopt?
Motion to declare an emergency and adopt.
A second.
Eric? Sue? Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
On to resolution number 23-R-85, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Daniel Lau to the Planning and Zoning Commission and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings?
I second it.
Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Motion to
Declare an emergency and adopt.
A second.
I'm sorry, who made that motion?
Eric?
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
And a resolution number 23-R-86, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Denise Quiggle to the Board of Zoning Appeals and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings?
A second.
Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Motion to declare an emergency and adopt?
A second.
Thank you. Discussion? Ms. Raleigh?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
On to resolution number 23-R-87, a resolution confirming the appointment of Gregory Kessler to the Civil Service Commission and declaring an emergency. We have Mr. Kessler's in the audience tonight, so Greg, if you'd like to come up and just say a little bit about yourself, a little experience. I've gotten to know Greg over the last 4 or 5 years. Outstanding Kirtlander.
I couldn't see that.
Hi. Well, basically, moved into Kirtland in 1992, been here about 30 years. And I also have just finished up my 25th year in the fire service for the city of Willoughby Hills. And I have worked with civil service commissions or their civil service commission, and I have been a part of hiring process for new firefighters and not so much the police officers as much, but I am familiar with the minimum requirements that they need and obviously the minimum requirements that firefighters need. So I really look forward to working with the department chiefs and all of you guys to make sure that we get the best possible people. Obviously, that's a very, very important thing. We want to make sure we get the right people, right? Treat them good. Make sure that they're happy and performing at their best possible level, right? Makes our citizens or makes our city safe, and more importantly, getting the right people working at their best possible, way. It limits our city for major liability issues, obviously, as well, right? So, any questions for me personally, or?
Thank you, Mr. Kessler. Any questions for Greg?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions, chiefs?
Thank you.
Thanks much, Greg. Much appreciated.
Thanks for
Thank you, Mr. Kessler, for stepping up. Really appreciate it.
Okay, looking for a motion. I read it off.
You did?
Yeah, I did read it off.
He read it and then introduced.
Okay.
Yep.
Motion waive the 3 readings.
I second.
Yeah, Sue? Any discussion?
You got distracted.
Ms. Raleigh?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Okay, looking for a motion to declare an emergency and adopt.
So moved.
I second.
Second by Ms. Grazia. Any discussion? Ms. Raleigh?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kessler. You don't have to stick around for the rest of the boredom if you don't want to, so.
It's such a,
Thanks again, Greg.
you do.
Okay, where were we at? Resolution number 23-R-88, a resolution reappointing Dana Dennis as a member of the Kirtland Board of Tax Review and declaring an emergency.
First.
Motion to waive the 3 readings. Second.
Thank you, Eric. Any discussion? Ms. Raleigh?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes. Motion to declare an emergency and adopt.
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Raleigh?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Okay, on to resolution number 23-R-89, a resolution reappointing Paul Rupert as a member of the Kirtland Board of Tax Review and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings. Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Raleigh?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes. Motion to declare an emergency and adopt.
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Raleigh?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Okay, on to resolution number 23-R-90, a resolution imposing an immediate moratorium on the issuance and processing of permits allowing retail dispensaries of adult use marijuana within the city of Kirtland, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings?
I second.
Thank you. So, any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes. Motion to declare an emergency and adopt?
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
On to ordinance number 23-0-91, an ordinance providing temporary appropriations for the 3-month period ending March 31st, 2024.
Motion to waive the 3 readings? I second that.
Discussion. Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes. Motion to adopt?
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Okay, on to ordinance number 23-0-92, an ordinance amending ordinance number 23-0-72 relating to the appropriation for the year 2023.
Motion to waive the 3 readings?
I second.
Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes. Motion to adopt?
I second.
Thank you. Discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-0-93, an ordinance levying liens for delinquent sanitary sewer charges and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings?
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes. Motion to declare an emergency and adopt?
I second.
Thank you. Discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Okay, on to ordinance number 23-0-94, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Fairsight Technologies to purchase a new phone system and phones for city buildings and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 reading?
I second.
So, thank you. Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Need a motion to declare an emergency and adopt them?
So moved?
I second.
Yes, so thank you. Discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-0-95, an ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance to accept a proposal for the purchase of comprehensive liability insurance for the city and declaring an emergency.
Motion to waive the 3 readings?
I second.
Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Schulz?
Yes.
Mr. Smolik?
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler?
Motion to declare an emergency and adopt?
Second.
Thank you. Matt and Ms. Simmons? Any discussion? Ms. Rowley?
Ms. Grazia?
Yes.
Mr. Hamer?
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Mr. Smolak,
Yes.
Ms. Simons,
Yes.
Mr. Ziegler,
Yes.
Okay. We're on to council comments. Any council comments?
Can I just ask a question?
Go right ahead.
Did we, Gibbs, do we have a time frame as to how long it's going to take to get the phone system completed? Did we talk about that and I missed it?
Oh, on the phone systems? Oh, come on up.
I just don't know how long it takes.
You just go up to Best Buy, you buy a phone and you plug it in. That's how it usually works,
Done.
right?
We still on? Still on?
Good
Yeah,
old-
there we
the
go.
good old days.
So the hardware is coming from various sources. I'd say it could take up to 6 weeks to get in just because of technology, delays and things like that. So I would say it, before the end of the first quarter, we should be implemented, but it could be any point in the first quarter.
No pressure,
Enough?
just curious.
Okay, no worries.
Are they going to be the neon light up ones when it rings?
Yeah, and if they don't answer fast enough, it gives you a little electric shock.
Maybe a Mickey
Get
Mouse
on the
one or
ball.
something.
Yeah, no, but
You getting the extra long cords for them too, so you can stretch across the office?
Thank you.
sure, anytime.
The good old days.
Much appreciated. Any other council comments? Any continuing concerns?
There's something to say.
Motion for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Second.
A second and then an
Oh,
aye.
sorry. Did we get a second?
Yeah, I want to waive the 3 readings on this.
Did we get a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.